Happy birthday, Micah. And
Thank
it
you, John.
have hair, so cool it. All right.
John, how old do you feel that you remember me playing in high school, and now I'm 30?
Thank you for that, man. You're just adding. You're adding to this, man. Yes, I now have seen you
I'm
play
sorry, I had to.
for over a decade. Thank you for that. Hey, but look where we both are.
Yep.
Just your reaction to the news that fans will be at the first playoff game.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I kind of enjoyed this season just being real mellow and a lot of people not blowing me up for tickets and all that stuff. But it's definitely rewarding to be able to have a home playoff game that we've been working for the last 4 years, and fans are able to come. It's going to be electric, man. I'm excited for it. Obviously, we got a game before that we're all anticipating to play in, and I'm excited for both Mafia because it's been such a great season. They haven't been able to be at some of the games.
Only 6,700, understanding what you're used to, but what can you think, or how do you feel even that limited amount of fans can bring in extra juice of some sort to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, even sometimes our sideline when we make a big play, obviously just the players on our sideline, it gets loud to an extent. But with having 6,700 fans, it's gonna be fun. I'm sure they're all gonna bring the juice, be excited, be screaming and yelling the entire game. So anything's a bonus to us.
Appreciate it, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Micah, happy 29th birthday.
Thank you, man.
I got you. Hey, so this actually is funny. I did not know. So your birthday was when you guys ended the drought then in 2017?
Yes, it sure was. That's a good birthday present.
That's quite the birthday present. And actually, that's what I wanted to ask you about. I know it was 3 years ago today. It's funny because you look back on that play, you look back on that day. It was a celebration for this city, for this team, just to get into the playoffs. And things are very different now. So in the last 3 years, since you got to Buffalo to now, how have you seen this organization evolve over that time?
I think basically just what you said. I was coming from a pretty good organization in Green Bay that's used to being in the playoffs. I came here. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. And then once the season started, we had our highs, had our lows. And towards the end, we just found a way to slip in. And I remember talking to some guys I play with, some guys I know on other teams, and I'm just like, I don't know how we're even here. Like, we had a 3-game skid where I feel like we got beat 60-0 each one of those games. But we just kept fighting, and the organization itself was, since Sean got here, was basically, a lot of people make jokes of, trust the process and all that type of stuff. But honestly, that's what it's been. We Sean and Brandon were able to get their guys here. Um, high character guys in the building, and after drafting guys like Josh and Tremaine and Tre'Davious, those type of guys. You can go on with the list, Milano, D-Dog, all those guys just being high character guys and very good football players. You just see this organization get better and better each year, and it's remarkable to see. I'm happy that I was able to come at the beginning of it. That's something I'll cherish for the rest of my life, to be able to say that I came in on the team, ended the drought in Buffalo for how long was it? 20 years. 17 years. And now we're fighting for a 2 seed in the playoffs. I think that what comes along with that is a mindset also. We came in this year. Every team talks every single year about winning a Super Bowl, but we came in this year knowing that we were going to have a shot, and we feel like we still have a shot, and we're working towards that. We got a big, it's week 17, got a big game this weekend, and off to the playoffs. And once you get in, anything's possible. So just seeing this organization from the people, but I think I'm sorry, I'm rambling on, but I think it starts off with guys like Kyle Williams, Lorenzo Alexander, E. Wood, those type of guys that really, once I got here, set the foundation for what this team is going to be. And those are guys that were in the back end of their careers. They didn't have to be Buffalo guys. They didn't have to be teammates that were helping everybody out, but they did. And so, appreciate those guys. And like I said, to see who this organization has gotten to, it's awesome. It's definitely not the end.
Thanks, Micah. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Hi, Micah. It's Jay with the Buffalo News. I jumped on a little late, so I'm sorry if you were asked this. You maybe haven't even seen yet, but there was a report just very recently that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be out. He tested positive for COVID. Obviously, that answers the question of who's going to be playing quarterback for the Dolphins. Just what do you what have your impressions of Tua been from watching him on film? And obviously, I know you'll give your best to Fitz. It's unfortunate that he's got to miss the game this way, but knowing that it is going to be Tua, what's your impressions of him? And then if you wanted to say anything about Fitz, go for it.
Yeah, obviously, impression of Tua is a young guy. I think he's a good decision maker. He doesn't force throws. He's able to, he gets to his read. He, check the ball down, whatever it may be, and find the open guys. Like I said, smart guy, good arm, he's accurate. He puts the ball on the money when he throws it. And so, he's just something that we have to try to go out there and make it hard for him, make it look hard. Obviously, any young quarterback in this league, not having, the Tom Brady experience, you go out there, you try to make stuff sticky for him, and that's what we're going to try to do. And obviously, with Fitzpatrick, it's sad to hear that. I remember the last 2 years talking to Fitz after football games. I'm just like, dude, what are you watching our practices or something? Because you just know exactly what we're doing every single play. And, it's tough when you play against a veteran quarterback like that. So it's sad to hear that he's obviously Miami trying to slip into the playoffs and all that stuff to know that he's not going to be able to play in this game. It's a frustrating year. That's what 2020 brings. But, we got to be ready for what Tua brings.
Thanks, Micah. Happy birthday and Happy New Year.
Thank you, man. Happy New Year to you, too.
Hey, Micah. Happy birthday, first of all.
Thank you.
Jumping on here a little late, so I apologize if you were already asked about this. But, with a situation like this in a game where, you might not play, you might play, whatever goes into it. As a player, what's that balance like preparing for a game like that and kind of balancing understanding what we need to do as a team, but also having that fire and competitive fire wanting to play?
Honestly, it's just nothing but competitive fire right now. For myself personally, I want to play. Whatever decisions, obviously, I'm out of that control. I had no control over that, but I want to play. I want to go out there and compete, and I feel like this is crazy. I'm saying this, but it's year 8 and week 17, 16th game of the season. I feel like I still have stuff to work on. So I'm trying to go out there, compete, get better, and get some momentum rolling into the playoffs.
And is there any part of that that's like, with how well you guys have been playing and that trending line that we've been talking about going up, you maybe don't want to skip a beat because you're playing so well?
Yeah, I think you can come with a whole bunch of different outcomes and scenarios of what might happen or whatever in this game. But I think ultimately, as players, as competitors, we want to play. We want to go out there and compete with each other and just make plays. I think that's what it comes down to. I want to be able to go out there and make plays. And like I said, have that confidence going to the playoffs. And, like I said, whatever is made and whatever we do, I'm sure Sean's going to have our back for whatever the decision is.
Thanks, Micah.
Okay.
Hey, Micah, what's going on, brother? How are you? Happy birthday to you, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you still got all your hair, not like me. That's all good. And I just want to say that Matt Perino stole my first question, which he does a lot because he thinks he's cool with his great hair too. So
yeah, of course. That's not cool.
So I'm going to switch up a little bit and ask you about. We've asked you a lot about guys like Dean and Jaquan, but when you see Jaquan make the kind of play he did on special teams, you see Dean come in and really he gets like 5 snaps before halftime or whatever, and he makes that sack. I mean, how cool is it to see guys that grind every day, don't get a lot of the work on the field during game day, but be able to show up and really do things like that?
Well, I think that's what we preach around here. Obviously, next man in and all that stuff, but just because you're considered a backup or a non-starter, it doesn't mean that when the situation presents itself that you're not going to know what's going on. There's guys in this building, just like myself, many years ago, not getting starter reps and as many plays as I was like, but you got to be able to go out there and focus and in practice pay attention to what's going on with the first team and what we're talking about in the meeting rooms and all that. And you got to be able to translate it onto the field. That's your job. And these guys have been able to step in and do that. And we talk a lot, with the safeties that we have, with Quan and Dean and Poe and myself, JT. We talk a lot about what we're watching on film and what we see in this guy, that offense. So we shouldn't skip a beat once another guy comes in. And honestly, when Poe went out for a few plays and D came in, there was no hesitation for me. Literally saw 31 walking out there, said make a play. Boyd came off, got a sack, and it was a huge spark for us on defense and a couple plays that he played. So obviously Quan made a huge play on special teams that we appreciate what he's been able to do on special teams all year. So it's just a bunch of confidence and all the backups around here, and those two that just have been really put in a lot of work.
And if I can, just one more. I know last year was the only year of your career you failed to make the playoffs. How much of that went into, your kind of just your hunger to get back this year, because you're a guy that is used to going to the playoffs every year?
Yeah. Well, that was 2 years ago, 2018.
That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. That's right.
2018, the year that we didn't make it. It was just one of those seasons that, honestly, you can talk about the percentage of making the playoffs and all that. We were maybe a little over halfway through the season. We knew we weren't making it. I think we might have been 2-6 at one point. So obviously you keep fighting and you try to win as many ball games as you can. But we're not fools. We understand that you got to be able to win out to make the playoffs. So it was a tough situation. But I think that year, obviously 17 making it into the playoffs, and 18, I think that year is what took this organization to the next level. And I don't say because of our record or anything like that, but I think that was the year that this organization realized that we're not going to be the laughing stock of the NFL anymore. I think that drafting somebody like Josh and Tremaine and having a tough season and seeing week 14, week 15, week 16, week 17 of us still fighting. Like we were still fighting. We were practicing hard. We were in here in pads hitting. We were going out on Sundays. We might not have been winning, but we were playing hard and I think that that's what took this organization to the next level. And to answer your question, it was tough not to go to the playoffs that year. It was tough not to be a part of it, but I think ultimately it made this organization and this team better for the years to come.